So I was muted the last time, and all my efforts explaining the explaining the Suitor team as well as the previous team just didn't work out. My what's that called? IW-6 trust farm. This one here. This team. I explained a whole bunch of things. Nobody heard anything. So let me just recap. Okay, our star over here, the one I'm tapping, he has a bleed effect. Helps to kill enemies faster. Thorns has a natural bleed effect as well. Nightingale is mainly used to increase the resistance of the units so they don't die immediately. Aurora, she's part of the trust farm. Basically, Thorns and Nightingale are the only one that are max trust. Everyone else is not max trust yet, so they are all part of the trust farm. Aurora here is a unit that's meant to bait the attacks from the dragon thing. I'm not sure what the name is, but the dragon thing. Gnosis is more for granting her resistance. So if you if you want to reduce the amount of slots that these two take up, you can bring a you can bring a Blaze. Blaze, after she's on the field for a few seconds, she will gain resistance. She is very good for this particular stage. Let me just show you. Where is she? There you are. She gains status resistance after being deployed for 15 seconds. That's the long and short of it as to how you can clear IW-6 with basically 2 units, Thorns and Nightingale. But yeah, the rest of them are just supports. So you can bring units to help you deal with the the bleed damage better. Owlstar is a good choice because he can afflict bleed on unblockable enemies, and all the ghost, how do I say this? All the were guys are considered unblockable, which means he's always active. Another candidate would be Ethan. Ethan's a good choice. BP's a good choice. Thorns has natural bleed as well. If it has a bleed as well. If not, you can opt for using Blaze. Not only can Blaze block the block the boss. No, not only can Blaze use S3 to increase her attack speed and chunk down all of the were guys. She's also a good candidate for tanking attacks, since she has innate status resistance for blocking this guy's this guy's arts damage that can be resisted. Okay, that out of the way, I explained that shit. Now I'm here to explain this shit instead. Okay. IW-9 is a piece of shit, and I can't believe I'm here to deal with this. Okay, first of all, I want Thorns for damage. I want Nian, because the last time I tried this without Nian, it went horribly. Oh wait, I want Quick Select. Aside from that, I want a medic like you. Aside from that, I want someone who can apply bleed. I want someone else who can apply bleed. You. Next, I want you, Carnelian, on your S2, because your S2 is very powerful in dealing with the floaty things. You'll see. Next, I want what was her name? Nightingale. Was it on S2? Yes, it was on S2. The laser beam thing is S2. What's that called? It's weak to S2, so it's a good choice. Let me see if I'm missing anyone else. Thorns, 2 shielders, 2 units to apply that pain. I guess I can use what's her name? Phylopsis to help the the S3 of Shining recover faster. That thing's 120. That takes forever to charge, and that shit's not fun, man. That's just not fun at all. Okay, I think that's all. But let's get on with it. IW-9, the fun way. Not really. Suitor ER team was fun. Was a lot more fun than this. Suitor ER team is a meme. Okay, first down, Thorns. Get him going. Everything is fine. If you're worried, that's fine. You can put Shining first. Important thing is that you can take this time to let Thorns charge up his skill, if and where possible. You know, take advantage of it. After you're done, you can consider placing Ethan here, but I'm going to do the meme thing, and I'm going to put Carnelian first. I want them all in a straight line, so it's easier for me to deal with later. And yeah, there we go. Perfect. Oh, zappy wappy, aha! It hits the back 3 rows instead of the front. Well, it hits the front too, technically, but yeah. Not to the same degree of pain / intensity. I'm going to use her skill now. Keep my units healthy to a relative degree. Are you on skill... Yes, you're on skill 1. Okay then, good to know. Skill 1 is a good choice for her. The dragon's just going to town, just zapping over and over again and again. Thorns is just chipping it down, taking his time. It's fine, everything is okay. We can still make it, don't worry about that. Alright, now that that's down, we can begin placing our units. I'm going to put, let me think. I'm going to put Saria here. I'm going to face you down. I'm going to put Neil here. I'm going to face you up. I'm going to place you here. You here? Sure, why not? That's not really healing my, what's that called? That's not really healing my Thorns, but it's not a problem, I think. Not a significant problem, at least. Carnelian is surprisingly fun for this particular map, and the traffic outside my house is still really low. So there's that too. Yeah, you see all these floaty things, they're not bad. Easy to take down though, honestly. Especially when you have a powerhouse like Carnelian just dealing consistent amounts of pulse damage to everything in the field. It's very fun. It's very fun. I'm going to swap Carnelian out later. Unfortunately, she's not for what's that called? Staying. Make sure to activate Shining skill because Thorns doesn't have enough defense to survive that thing without her skill supporting. You have to use Shining skill. You must use Shining skill. The sword attack by the boss is a physical move, whereas the what's that called? The laser beam attack later is an arts move, which is why you'll need a Nightingale later. Not bad, not bad. Just slowly crunching down the boss, taking things in stride, one step at a time. No rush, no fret there, no rush. You know, just standard things. Just let Thorns eat everything down slowly. Ethan can handle the stuff that's leaking away. Not a problem at all. Both of them apply bleed damage, which is why this particular leftover by the enemy is quickly taken care of. Not a big problem at all. Alright, get ready. Once Carnelian is done, we're gonna have to swap her out. Keep a close eye. Let them come. Let them come. Now, use the skill. There you go. Just slowly stun lock them. Break them down. The important thing is that you attack constantly, and Carnelian in this case is fulfilling the AoE caster's obligation to attack very quickly. After she's done, swap in Nian, get her skill ready. Prepare, what's that called? Prepare Shining immediately, because the boss will use the, what's that called? The sword move very soon. Very soon. Make no mistake. That hurts. Ow. But it's fine, it's fine. What's that called? Use Thylopsis skill if necessary, if you need to keep Thorns healthy somewhat. Watch for what's that called? Shining skill, because the boss should be able to survive Shining skill just by a little bit, I think, if I can recall. So once her skill is nearly over, eyes open. Her skill is nearly over. Swap with a Nian skill. That way his defense remains high. You see how it's 1362 now? It's going to fall to 835, but at 800 defense, he will survive SWAT attacks. So this is how you clear the particular stage over here, IW-9, without using Suitor ER team. You can use Suitor ER team, of course, but this is one way you can clear this particular stage. It's fun. Alternatives, hard to say. Basically, you want the person who's dealing damage to the boss to not have any of the what's the word I'm looking for? Any of the problems with having to tank the boss's attack, since the boss hurts like a fucking truck and a half. This where is it? There it is. This Heavensfall technique, dealing physical damage twice to melee units, additionally inflict continuous arts damage that increases over time, and it can be resisted. So if you have someone like Whispering granting resistance, or you have someone like Gnosis who provides passive forms of resistance, these are equally viable candidates for you to attempt for this particular stage. That's me with IW-9. I hope you've found this stage somewhat easy to clear, and you can just admire the IW-6 trust fund clear. I'll try and narrate over this because the previous one didn't have any voice. First off, we put Thorns down. Thorns will be there to soak up the damage, keep the enemy occupied, and to apply bleed early on. The nice thing about this particular event is that there are a lot of these weird guys which give a very, which give a lot of opportunities for Thorns to attack and build up SP against these enemies, which is quite fun, but also quite irritating if you don't understand what's going on and how to deal with those things. You're gonna be like, oh my god, I'm gonna use Chowder to break all of these into small chunky pieces, but Chowder doesn't increase the damage they take. They take fixed damage, and they need an X amount of attacks to break. So if you're using Chowder, you're going to suffer, because some of those things, like the leftover from this peacock here, take 30 hits to break. Chowder's S3 only lasts for like, I don't know, 32 bullets. So you're effectively not going to have a good time if you're using Chowder, because one of those things can literally soak up all of the whole salvo from what's her name? Chowder. I don't use her so much, so I can't remember her name very well for some reason. Oh no! So it's the guy who M9 Chen. Oh, shut up. Anyway, these dragon things, they're quite obnoxious, but once they get close, they'll attack Thorns once, and then they'll move slightly forward and start attacking Aurora. As you can see, her HP is draining quite quickly. The good thing about Aurora, at least in this example, is that she has very high, she has a very high HP pool, which makes her very suitable for baiting and tanking these attacks. And since she has a passive that allows her to heal when she's just put there, it's actually an advantage to keep her at skill level 7 in case you need that regeneration ability. I know, because when you put S2, when you raise her S2 to Mastery 3, she gets 13 SP, so it's nice that she is able to activate her S2 earlier, but at the same time it's also a problem that she can't, she can't start regenerating, so you are forced to switch to S1, but you might need the S2 later on. It's kind of a conundrum with kind of a weird conundrum with Aurora there. You have to negotiate how to deal with that yourself. Anyway, this has been Horny Meow signing off. Brought to you by Wholesome God, because Wholesome God is wholesome. Stay wholesome. Bye bye.